Your first job isn't always going to be the perfect job. Hi, I'm Jillian Meyer, owner of Niche Recruitment. My day-to-day as a recruiter and owner of a company is very much dependent on what my clients need from me. But essentially, my job is split into kind of two sides. So in recruitment, on the agency side of things, you have the companies, which are your clients, and then you have the candidates, which are the employees or the people. And so I'm staffing finance and legal jobs all across Canada. So a lot of my day is talking to potential candidates, screening them, prepping them for interviews, things like that. From an HR and recruiter perspective, when it comes to stability, longevity in a company, getting that experience from different companies versus building stability in your career, it's definitely a balance. And there's definitely been, a change from, the old school, you're with the same company forever, to, the younger generation being, very open to making moves in their career, and sometimes too open. So, you definitely have to weigh each decision very carefully when it comes to making a career move. And of course, when you're young in your career, you want to get exposure to different areas and different companies to figure out what you want to do. But you also don't want to be moving every 6 months or every year. Specifically, what we look for that's considered stable is that someone has been with a company for a minimum of 2 years. So 2 years or more is considered stable. And so just keep in mind that, when you meet with a recruiter or you meet with a company, they're going to go through every job move with you. And you don't want it to seem like you're just flipping from one thing to another. The worst reason to move is you never want to move just for money. If that is your only motivator, chances are it's not going to work out in the long run. So you want to make sure money's always a factor, but you want to make sure that it's hitting other key important factors for you in your career development and happiness, whether that's growth potentials, responsibilities of the job, the location, things like that. So some lessons that I've learned throughout my career, I think in the very beginning, was that what I thought I liked in school wasn't what I ended up liking in reality in the work field. So, get exposure to as many areas as you can within HR in the real world. And then you can decide kind of what area is going to be the right fit, because it definitely isn't going to be the same necessarily as what you thought you liked. Don't be afraid to apply for small and mid-sized companies. Everyone goes to the big guys. Everyone goes to the banks, the big finance companies. You're going to be one of a million resumes. So don't be afraid to look on the smaller job boards or to look at the smaller and mid-sized companies. You can get a lot more exposure, have a lot more flexibility in those smaller companies than you can in a big company where you tend to be boxed into a position. Your first job isn't always going to be the perfect job. So another way, especially in any competitive industry, whether it's HR or another profession, is, you can apply or you can start in a different part of the company and then transfer internally to a position in your field that you want to specialize in. So it's not always the ideal job, but maybe you have a company that you really love and you can start in an admin role and then you can move over into finance or HR or whatever it is. So it's about getting your foot in the door, getting that experience under your belt and getting exposure to different areas. One of the biggest lessons that I learned kind of throughout the continuation of my career was to take risks and, take that other job and go out on my own. And it's always been rewarding and the right next step, and has led me to where I am now, owning my own company and having complete control of my career and freedom.